Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one, just a quick tip. I feel like I get a lot of questions on where you can figure out where your state incentives are for buying a electric vehicle or even a Tesla specifically. So I'm going to give you a couple of the resources that I found that to be the best to really give you a good starting point. I really want to say, because there's so many freaking incentives out there, it can be tough with all the different websites that are out there. So it is a tough thing. So the best thing really is to go on local forums, go on local areas that you know that people are local Tesla owners could be congregating, and just ask them and figure out where you can buy where you can figure out the best incentives out there. So we're gonna get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to my latest Patreon members, John and Sancho. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for always joining. If you want to check it out, Patreon link down below in the description. So let us take a look at this. There's a website that I found pretty recently that went into a bunch of different things, because there's a lot of toughness with this. Like right here's an article from Inside EVs talking about how incentives spur EV sales, but customers struggle to figure out which ones they can actually claim. From this article, they're saying that there's 468 different state incentives that are actually out there, and so there's a lot of information and a lot of different angles on which incentives are actually out there, and if you can even qualify or not, because there's income limits, there's income maximums, there's low income programs, there's programs where, especially in California, if you trade in your vehicle, you can get some incentives as well. So it can be a lot of clutter out there. I mean, really, there's only like 11 or 12 states out there across the country that have some sort of state level incentives. But of course, on top of that, if you buy an electric vehicle, there is that $7,500 federal tax credit that you get as an individual when you file for your taxes next year. You don't get this as a point of sale or anything like that. But on a state level, but before we do that, you can use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, because if you use a Tesla referral code, you can get anywhere from $500 to $1,000 off for purchasing a Tesla for Model 3 or Model Y or yes, even X, plus 3 months of full self-driving. So definitely check it out. Tesla referral code down below on the description. But the first resource where you can actually see to figure out what type of incentives you actually qualify for is the Tesla website themselves. You can see I clicked on the view details button right here in the top right. Then it popped up to this widget right here, this overlay where you can put in a zip code, and you can see I put in a Maryland zip code, and you can see it has a $3,000 incentive on top of the $7,500. It doesn't really give you too much clarification or too much information after that. You got to go back to the Google search button to see all the different exact programs on that. And on top of that, Tesla seems to be sending out more email campaigns trying to educate their customers within their different states or different companies or different areas and what incentives could be out there. So this is the email that we got for California, of course. You can see it says up to $15,000 in available incentives and tax credits available. Quote, for eligible applicants, you could drive home a new Model 3 starting at $25,240 after combining the state rebate of up to $7,500, another $7,500 federal tax credit, and income eligible residents may also qualify for a grant up to $9,500 through the Clean Cars for All program. So definitely some cool stuff that Tesla is starting to be on the up and up with terms of incentives and advertising the incentives, because there is a lot of that out there. I mean, according to Inside EVs at this article, there's 468 different incentives that could be potentially out there. And so really the best resource that we found is this website right here, Electrify for All, powered by VLAWs. You can go to the incentive program right here, this section, then hit on EV incentives, scroll down just a little bit, and then you can put in your zip code to see all the different incentives that could be out there. You can see they've got the federal program right here, 7,500. They've got the used clean car incentive program right here as well. They have the CVRP program all the way up to 7,500, and then also replace your ride by South Coast all the way up to 9,500. So really, this is a good jumping part, a good start. And so if you really think about it, and people complain about how convoluted and confusing the federal tax credit is, but at least that one, you just buy the car and you file a simple form when you file for your taxes next year, and that's really about it. All these other different incentives and programs, especially the CVRP program, well, A, the CVRP program might be running out of money, but B, the CVRP program, you've got to do an application after the fact, after you buy the vehicle, and it is a 90 to 120 day wait at the end of the day. But of course, another incentive that is usually pretty easy to find as well is the Tesla referral program, because if you simply just refer a person to test drive a vehicle, just like by using the referral code down below in the description, you can get 100 super or 100 loot box credits, and then you can get all the way up to $500 to $1,000 off a Model 3 Y, S, or even X. So the first thing you got to do is hit up in that Tesla referral link down below in the description, then head on over to our favorite website, which is waitingfortesla.com. Find the different vehicles that you could be interested in, like this 2023 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive in Texas. It's got a $4,000 discount. It seems like a lot of these have $4,000 discounts. Seems like Tesla's upping up the ante just a little bit on this Model 3 clearance. But I'd love to see these Model 3s get under like the $36,000 to like $35,000 range. But click open to one vehicle, it takes you to the Tesla website, takes you to the landing page. Make sure you get the green check mark ready to go, and then you can go ahead and place your deposit, place your order, and then you can secure the vehicle and then wait for actual delivery. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you've had other resources out there and what incentives you've been able to actually find. And on top of that, if you're in a specific state, if you've got a question, maybe put it down your location or state in the comments of this video. Maybe someone else will help you out, or we can all help each other out with all these different incentives, because it is convoluted. It is very confusing, and there is a ton of incentives that could be out there. And we're not even getting into the charging station side of everything, right? Different utility companies, just like this one right here, LADWP, can have up to even more money that you can get for doing a charging station. But I'm actually in this exact process right now, and it is a tough process. I'll tell you that. We still haven't gotten the money yet, and so fingers crossed on that. But we're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link to support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, thanks for coming.